week grind. Every win is hard to get, and that was what we've done the last 5 weeks is great, but it doesn't mean anything for next week. So
yeah, well that's
clearly he's working it out, and it's fun to watch him.
Absolutely. And so earlier you said that he was the most dynamic quarterback to put on the Longhorn jersey. Are you saying he had a little fleeter feet than number 5 from Round Rock Westwood had?
Oh, maybe just a tad. I mean, I hate to toot my own horn, but we'll go ahead and give Vince the nod there in that foot race.
Hey, Mark, tell us, after a wonderful career at Texas and a great education you received, tell us what you're doing in business, and I want to hear just real briefly about your son's football team that you're the head coach of.
Well, I'm down in Houston, and I guess it's unbelievable that it's getting on 2 decades I've been down here and been out of school. We're all getting old. I'm working in the employee benefits and financial services industry down here, and enjoying doing that work. Probably my favorite work is being married to my beautiful wife of 16 and a half years, who was a golfer down there at Texas. And I'm doing a ton of youth coaching. I've got 3 boys. I've got a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, and then a 4-year-old. And they're keeping me very busy running around coaching. And quite honestly, if I would have known as a player the things that I've learned, even coaching the kids, it would have made me a better player. Coaching is very rewarding, but it's incredibly challenging, and there's quite the learning curve. So I've enjoyed learning how to coach a variety of different sports, and of course I'm excited that my boys like to play football, so we're having some fun with that down here.
Well, I have to say that if the genetic contribution of you and that beautiful, gifted, incredible, talented wife who has gone from a professional golfing career to, I think, the club champion at y'all's country club as a tennis player, if y'all aren't producing some future elite athletes, there's no shot at anyone else getting anybody in. But, man, I just want to tell you we love you. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for being one of my great friends while we played football at the University of Texas. Thank you for all you're doing for your kids and the community. As I've been with you several times at Starbucks recently, our favorite place to hang out. It's incredible, all of the soccer moms and dads that come in there. And Coach Murdoch, how are you? And the other day when you showed me your offensive play sheet, I guarantee you it's more sophisticated than anything Greg Davis has got. And you're a great coach. You're a great American. You're a great Longhorn. You are an unbelievable quarterback at the University of Texas and a great friend. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. Hook 'em horns. Let's beat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Bring on the Big 12 championship. Get Colt some hardware next Saturday in Manhattan. And then let's pick up a national title on January 7th at the BCS National Championship game in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. What do you think about those odds, baby?
I tell you, it's a very, very exciting time to be a Longhorn. Your show is great. I'm honored to be included and participating. And Greg and EJ and Nancy, you guys have a great rest of the pregame, and thanks so much for having me on Hook 'em Horns.
All right, Mark. That was Mark Murdoch.
Bye, Mark. Good to see you, man.
Vice
Mark.
President of USI Insurance in Houston, Texas, former starting quarterback at the University of Texas, and married to Jenny Murdoch, former Longhorn golfer, and daddy to 3 incredible boys. Mark is just one of the finest humans I know. And EJ, let's pick it up where Mark left off. Tell me, in your opinion, what are some of the keys tonight to the Texas Longhorns' victory over the Nebraska Cornhuskers? And before we do that, though, I just want to thank our key sponsor, Bank of Houston. Jim Stein, President and CEO, is a fantastic Longhorn. The Bank of Houston has 6 Houston area locations, and they are a full-service banking organization that is very nimble, very talented, very gifted, and very ready to help you with all your banking needs. Bank of Houston's main number, 713-789-6100. Call Jim Stein, a great Longhorn. He will help you any way that they can. They're very eager for your business. And in these turbulent financial times, the Bank of Houston are folks that have integrity that can help you make your assets grow. Call the Bank of Houston at 713-789-6100. Eric Johnson, E.J. Johnson, the managing director of Transwestern's Healthcare Advisory Services in Houston, a phenomenal human being, a gifted radio personality here on your third stint on Chad Dickson McMillan's Longhorn Letterman pregame show on 98.3 KULM, and might I add, a phenomenally insightful college football analyst. EJ, welcome to the program. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Chad. Glad to be here.
Well, we've had a great time the last 2 weeks prior to and after the Kansas game, and during the Texas Longhorn game last week against the Aggies in Kyle Field. You actually called in our pregame show from Cabo San Lucas. I felt very sophisticated being able to pull that off. But welcome into the studios right now, and just give us your interpretation. First of all, I want you to take us back to the game last week. I'm going to add some personal commentary of what I saw at Kyle Field last week. But tell us about the Longhorns' victory against the Aggies. Very exciting game, very emotional game. There was a lot of drama. And then we'll pick it up tonight for the Big 12 championship game against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Tell us what you thought about last week's victory over the Ags.
Well, obviously a great football game. The Horns, played really well. We talked about at pregame that A&M's offense was something to be reckoned with. They had quite a few athletes over there, some NFL talent, an NFL coordinator coordinating the offense, and great coaching all the way through. I was surprised at how well their defense played. Although our offense did move the ball up and down the field, I thought their defense played inspired football. I think A&M really showed that they can be very multiple. And Will Muschamp, one of the things he said at the beginning of the season was there was a question that was asked to him, which offense did he fear the most? And he mentioned OU and A&M. And the reason he said that was because of how multiple they were. Whenever you have a mobile quarterback like Gerard Johnson, you're going to be in a challenge. He played the game of his life. Clearly had the best game he's had all season. I thought the A&M receivers stepped up. Although they've got great talent on that team, I thought all of them played one of the best football games they played all season, and they took us all the way down to the wire. I thought our defense started to get tired there till the end. It was a fight all the way in. Great crowd. You could hear it through the television, how loud it was at Kyle Field. And I was real proud of the Horns for fighting through all that and coming away with a victory.
Well, it was an incredible night, and I had the privilege to be one of the few Longhorns, statistically speaking, made it into the stadium. They only let the Longhorns GB have 4,000 tickets, but I think some of the gifted financial accomplished Longhorns probably paid out some good cash to get in that stadium. But there weren't many of us there, but we cheered as loudly as we could, and that game was just absolutely gut-wrenching. Never did we have total control of the game to the very end. Marquise Goodwin, their courts in the fourth quarter, that 95-yard touchdown return got us a little bit ahead. But, the Aggies fought hard. They have so much passion. And when that Kyle Field 12th-man crowd kicks in, that noise and that passion and that energy, of course, it was the 10th anniversary of the bonfire tragedy, so there was extra drama. Then Deion Beasley, had that very scary moment when he went down and they were starting to mobilize his neck, and there was so much drama. It was such a beautiful night. Tell us, just in your opinion, how powerful that A&M crowd can be and just the spirit of Aggie Land.
Well, it certainly affects you. Anytime you go on the road, college football is all about emotions. And when you have a crowd like that is cheering throughout the game as loud as they do there, it's going to impact you. I mean, college football is a game of momentum. And A&M had some momentum. They came out, they stretched us early, and they hit the pass to Fuller. Great play, great coaching. They got ahead. Texas fought back, but the crowd kept them in the game. I think clearly the emotion of the crowd fed into the football team, and that 12th man was there, loud and clear all game long. And Marquise had a huge play. I mean, we get the ball back, but again, we've got to fight in a hostile environment and drive down the field and score again. If we don't score there, that offense is hot and the defense is tired. So
right.
They definitely pushed us to the limits in that game. What a great football game.
Well, the Longhorn defense has just been phenomenal all year, and there's been a lot of chatter on the airwaves this last week how they really didn't play as well. But you got to give Gerard Johnson and the Aggie offense, who's had an incredible year, a lot of credit. It wasn't just that the Longhorn defenders under Will Muschamp didn't play to their best. They were playing a great group of talented offensive players, especially Gerard Johnson.
I agree with that. I think, again, the word multiple comes up. They can run the football very well. I think they've got two of the most talented backs in the conference. Christian Michael and Gray are two very talented backs. They're 5-star recruits. If you couple them with a quarterback that is mobile, it reminds you of what Vince Young has, not only at UT when he was there, but also with the Titans.